We decided to start chapter 2 in a place that we loved, Colorado. I moved here in '74, and then Randy promised we'd move back here after we retired, so we did. And when we came out here, we drove 2 separate cars on our 37th wedding anniversary and got on to Wadsworth and thought, what are we doing here? Because we came from a town with about 3,000 people that we lived for probably 20 years, and I was a teacher in that same town for 33 years. So we just said, got to figure out what to do and how to start chapter 2. And that's when we started looking for volunteer opportunities. And being a teacher, we wanted to find ways to impact children and their families. And we started with CASA and Whiz Kids, and every chance we got, we tried to become part of a family that we could help and that could also help us.
Right after we first moved here, we started working with the used to be called the Arvada Food Bank, now the Community Table, and they would do lunches out at a nearby trailer park during the summer because the kids weren't getting good food. So we started doing that. We saw the kids, they'd get their food, they go back into the trailer, and that's it. They're probably playing video games the rest of the day. So we thought, well, why don't we do some sports or crafts activities, you know? So we decided to have the kids make dream boards so they look ahead to the future. So first year, of course, everybody kind of does these cutouts we got from magazines, cut pieces of paper and pictures of professional football players and basketball players, and everybody's going to be a sports figure and that. But then we learned that we could encourage them by telling the story of Alejandra, who lived right in a trailer, number 55, right behind us. And she was a great student at Arvada High. She was a candy striper. She was a captain of the volleyball team, just real active. And she was down with our camps every year for several years. Well, when she was a senior, she applied to get a Gates Foundation scholarship, which, if you don't know, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. For as long as you can go to school, they will pay for tuition, room and board, and stipends and things like that. So she applied, was one of 100 kids in the country that got a Gates Foundation scholarship. So our message was, just because you're here in this trailer park now, don't let that confine your dreams. Now some of the kids come up and their goals are, I want to be an automotive engineer, I want to live in Dubai, I want to, so they would just open their scope and said, hey, things are possible.
They're just fantastic people who came to us to do good work for the community and those people in need. So they particularly focused on Elevado, which is a trailer home community specifically for folks that are monolingual Spanish-speaking individuals and families. They came to us and worked with us about looking at providing culturally appropriate food for those members of that community that they could feed their family and eat. They also, which I just recently found out, have a bike program for the kids where they work with another organization. They obtain bikes for the kids, get them fixed up, and show the kids how to take care of them. So all the children in that community have a bike.
What Randy and Christi must realize is the importance of showing up for these kids. A lot of these families are working multiple jobs, and they don't have that time to sit one-on-one and work through homework problems and deal with some of the issues that are going on, just having a rough day at school.
I think Christi and Randy's volunteering is so different from everyone else because they do it without prejudices. They do it regardless of your situation. They do it without thinking twice. They've really changed my life and the way I view things, and I've seen that happening with people around my community as well because of them.
They're really good at getting involved, but they're also really good at inviting others to get involved. They don't just sit idly by. They're not loud and they're not in your face, but at the same time, because of their openness and their kindness, they make you want to be with them.
I think if we all had neighbors like Randy and Christi, our community would be tight-knit. We would know each other's names. We would know what's going on in each other's lives. We would be able to support one another, and instead of just relying on public programs and different opportunities out there, we would actually just be able to take care of each other. And I think that's something they've taught me, is to take personal responsibility for the people you bump into and the situations that you find yourself bumping up into.
What do you need? That defines truly Randy and Christi and who they are.
There's 35 kids in a room, and Christi used to come with her own stuff because MOPS is mothers of preschoolers, and we don't have much money. So she would come with boxes and boxes of stuff for kids to do. And so it was so helpful to me with Christi because she doesn't see the tantrums. She doesn't see the 3-year-old issues. She just sees the kid and she loves them. And then on top of that, she loves all the moms.
If there is an organization or a need out there in the community, in some way, shape, or form, Christi and Randy are connected to it. And she just has on her fingertips everything, the heart of what is going on and how we can connect and help them.
The heart they have for service, the heart they have for giving to others and giving of themselves to others, including people they've met, of course, but people they've never met. My context with them is through the Severe Weather Shelter Network. They're on my Sunday night team, where we provide meals and fellowship for the area's homeless. In an overnight capacity during the cold weather months. And I just think that's who they are. They're just, whether they've known you for years or they don't know you at all, they're the same people.
We've worked together in coordination with the Arvada Vineyard, Coloradans for the Common Good, City Manager Mark Devon, and Foothills Regional Housing, Lori Rosendahl, to acquire affordable housing in Jefferson County. A life, even if it's one life that's changed, you've done good in your lifetime. And what I've noticed of their lives is it's far-reaching.
When I congratulated them on getting Man and Woman of the Year, they said, oh, there's other more deserving people. No, there's really not. Not this year.
They don't seek attention. They just do their work. In fact, once Christi told me, we're just doing God's work. And they're very unpretentious, but they're very committed. And truly, they are hidden heroes.
I think receiving this award is incredibly embarrassing to them because I think that they're so used to just wanting to do the right thing in order to do the right thing, the kind thing, because they're kind, not for accolades and not for production.
To be recognized is what's extremely humbling, because I'm sure there's thousands of people in this town who do what we do and give back, and for us to be recognized is quite humbling and surprising.